Hello, everyone, and welcome to Getting to Know Our Business Partners, Servpro of DeKalb County. We are very thankful that you are here today to learn more. Our guest this morning is George from Servpro, and he hails from the Fox Valley area out there in Geneva, but he offers his services kind of all over. Elgin, Northwest King County, and DeKalb counties, and even further than that, I believe. So welcome, George. We're looking forward to your presentation, and we thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks, Heather. First of all, thanks everyone for tuning in to listen. I wanted to start kind of at the beginning, which is it may sound a little bit interesting because you're looking at something that says Archangel. That is our newest company that we've started, Archangel AIS, which is Advanced Imaging Services. And it's just a partner company of Servpro of Elgin and DeKalb counties. But that was started because we saw so much potential in the use of these specialty imaging services that we didn't want to just limit it to our insurance customers or our construction customers. We saw an opportunity to work with so many different verticals, with real estate and with hospitality and just so many different things. And so we started another company to be able to do that. We are part of the AIS, Archangel AIS is a part of the premier network of certified and professional drone operators through the SkyEye network. So we are fully insured as drone pilots. I'm a licensed FAA drone pilot. So we do things right, but also we're taking advantage of all this new technology. So I kind of lured you guys in with the, how Heather asked me, give me 2 sentences to tell people what you're going to be talking about. And basically it was, how can you sell your homes faster? How can you sell them for more money? And how can you get more listings? And I think you'll see by the end of this that we've addressed that. Aerial real estate photography and videography and indoor HDR photos are just the beginning of what we're going to be talking about. All of you, of course, you have your properties, you want to take beautiful pictures so that you can represent the home the best way possible. I think this is a really good example of, if you notice the standard picture, when I look at that kind of strikes me as, okay, it's pretty, it's got a nice cobblestone driveway, but it's small. I don't know if that's necessarily for me. Of course, then you look at the drone photo and you notice that it's basically a small estate with pool and guest house and, multiple car garage. And I think that this just gives an example of how drone photography and videography can make such a difference in the presentation of a home. And what's interesting, and it never really dawned on me, even though I'm in this, that just 5 years ago, you couldn't do this. If you wanted to have an image like that of a home, you had to hire a helicopter or possibly an airplane. There really wasn't the ability to do these types of shots that gives a whole different perspective to homes. So I think that to me, I think is really it kind of encapsulates, what drone photography can do. These images, are just present homes in a much different light. It gives you the opportunity to see the area. This would be kind of a normal shot that you would put in an MLS listing. But if there were other things in this property or home that you wanted to highlight, you can do that as well and provide it in such a unique way that it's definitely worth looking at. I don't anticipate you would want to have every single one of your homes like this, specifically condos, unless it's a really beautiful area. But I think for your properties that have specific things you want to highlight, it may be a really good way. Now, what would make this property stand out? Well, what would be nice is that we could, let's say that there's a park nearby, or there's walking distance to a shopping area. We could actually zoom out, and with different software packages, we can actually add pictures and different things to the drone images that would allow it to. Now imagine this says, oh, the park is down this road here, half a block, and you can actually zoom up a little bit, and the mom can see, oh wow, I can send my kids down to the park by themselves because I can see the park from the front door. Or somebody that's is interesting in not driving as much, if they could walk the other direction, a block or two and get to the shopping center, that would be a nice thing for them to see. So drone photography and videography can be used not only in a very artistic way, but it can be used very functionally to communicate good information. I just personally, looking at these images, it just can really show your properties in a beautiful way. Because I know that we want to, we don't want to just spend all this time looking at pretty pictures, but I wanted to get to the meat of the matter. The first thing I told you is that drone imagery can help you sell the homes faster. The Sky Eye Network did surveys, and they found that aerial photography reduces the days on market by almost a third. It's just high quality photographs. It just generates more interest from prospective home buyers. And with these, do you want your listing to stand out? Do you want it to be able to draw those people in? And the answer is, of course, the homes that are listed with the best imagery and in the best light, of course, are going to have the most views. The second thing, for higher prices, again, homes that are listed with aerial photographs and professional HDR indoor imagery results in a higher selling price by almost 5% more. In a market like this, that may not be that impressive, because I've heard stories that some of you guys are selling homes just about as fast as you can get the listing, and you're getting offers. But like everything else in our economy, I mean, that's a great position to be in right now, but it's probably not going to last. And the important thing is that how are you going to position yourself as a realty to drive through the next market, which may not be as favorable, and to position yourself as that realtor that people really want to know and have them involved in the sale of their homes. Between two homes of equivalent value in the same neighborhood, prospective home buyers will want to see the one that they think is better, and that will be the one that appears to be the nicer based on the photographs. It's when it's the perceived value of a particular property or anything really that stands out. So even though the two homes might be in the same neighborhood and have the same layout and basically have the same interior, but if one can be presented in just a little bit better of a way, it's going to have a higher perceived value, and the people that are looking at homes are going to want to see that particular property. Again, making better impressions. It's not just the property. It's also the realtor. Are you going to be seen as the realtor who can really present a property the best way possible? Are you going to be the one that they want to look for because they know their house is special? Everybody thinks their house is the best and and special, and they want to, of course, get the highest value for it, and of course they'd love to sell it in one day, and they're going to be looking for the realtor that they feel can present their property the best possible way, and take advantage of that, the faster sale and the higher price. And then if you're that particular realtor that can bring all these different tools to bear, not just 36 pictures on the MLS, but you could have drone images. You can have we're going to talk a little bit about Matterport 3D virtual tours of properties. If you're that realtor, you're going to start being identified as the realtor in the area that people want to have listing their properties. So if you want more listings, let homeowners know that you list every home with aerial photos, professional HDR. We're going to talk about the Matterport, which is truly a completely different animal here, and create that higher perceived value of the property and the realtor. Now, we are new. Some of you probably have heard of Servpro before. We've owned and operated Servpro Belgium for 19 years. We started in 2003, and we do full water, fire, mold, cleanups. If your basement flooded or a pipe broke in the winter or you had a fire, chances are, we were one of the companies that you would consider to come out and get that taken care of. We bought the DeKalb County territory in 2020, and so far we've been really very impressed with the areas, the towns, the people, and we've been gaining very quickly a presence here. And with that, we've, as part of our insurance work and some of the rehab work that we do, we found that having the ability to do these types of drone footage, we work with not realtors, but with insurance professionals, and we can do siding inspections, third floor, or commercial buildings. We can, investigate after, for wind damage, roof damage, a lot of different things. Will, some of you know, he works with us, and I think there's a granary that Will's talking to them because they're doing some improvements and they want to have that all documented with from the outside with 4K quality pictures. So we started using Matterport as a way to help our insurance customers, but we are moving into, that's why we moved into Archangel, because there was just so many different things. And frankly, I started geeking out and feeling that this was a cool, creative way to use my time, I guess. I have managers and crew chiefs and stuff that are helping us grow our restoration and our construction businesses. And this is a way for us to use those services and help not only help the people that are involved with our insurance claims or reconstruction, but also to branch out. And like I said, with real estate, and I like doing just commercial properties, just doing different scans and different footage of different properties like museums. I enjoy doing that. But the reason you're here is that, for the three things that we were saying: how do you sell your home faster? How can you get a higher selling price and get more listings? We are willing to put our money where our mouth is, and we are willing. We're going to be giving away free aerial drone photography package for anyone that wishes to work with us. One of the things that I did mention that makes a big difference, as well as the drone footage, is HDR. photography or high dynamic range. Some of you might be already using this. It's more photography. It's a photography issue. It allows pictures within a house to be able to have a much greater depth. So you can see the inside of the house very clearly. You can see outside the windows. It provides a much clearer picture of the overall surroundings of a house, and it just really presents it in the best way possible. Now, as an example, you can see how much clearer you can see outside windows, the back splash, behind the stove, I mean, it's just, there's less glare. It just has a deeper, richer feel to it. And I think it presents really well. It shows the quality of the home, and just allows people to get a much better feel for the inside. Now, as I said, we from a marketing perspective, we're talking to realtors. Yeah, thank you, Heather, for allowing us to do it here. But we're going to be giving away 3D or the drone photography package for free. It's a $299 package. Anybody that wishes to have us has a new listing coming up, and you'd like us to take drone photographs of that, just contact us. Let us know, either Will or you. I have some contact numbers here, and we will set that up, and you'll see. You'll be able to see for yourself on how well drone and HDR images can help you turn your properties. Now, I've mentioned this Matterport a couple of times, and what Matterport is, it's a 3D virtual tour of a structure. Some people kind of compare it to Google View or Google Street View, but Matterport 3D is really it's the most realistic, immersive way to experience a property, and you can do it online. It allows somebody to literally click with their mouse and walk through the property. You can turn, you can look up, down, walk into closets, walk into different rooms. I think we're going to be able to show you that here in a second. But the way it works is that through using a tool like our iPad Pro, we work with it's called the Capture application for Matterport. That's a Matterport camera. That's the Pro 2. That's the best camera that's about that Matterport created so far. It looks a little bit funny from the front. You can actually see these different lenses. There's actually 9 different things going on every time it's taking a scan. It is doing, excuse me, it's taking 3 different digital photographs every time it takes a shot. It's taking a digital image looking down. It's got a digital photograph looking up, and then one going straight. It also has 3 infrared laser emitters, which is sending out these. It's kind of like think of it as like a little bit of a laser beam. What it's doing is it's hitting every surface and then bouncing back to the camera where the emitters or the readers are. And it's taking all these digital measurements. And when you do that, it starts building up what's called a point cloud. And let me kind of walk you through that. This was a house that we were doing some work in. It's a brand new construction. As you can see, it's fairly big. Each one of those blue dots represents a scan. So what we did is we started out in a particular, I think we started out in the garage or the breezeway, and we start taking photographs in a way that we capture the best and the fullest view of the of that particular area. We went into the house. You can see sometimes it looks like we're overlapping, but it's just because of the size of the house. And then we went through here until we captured every room, every image that we wanted to make sure we had. We did the attic because it's a construction area. They wanted specifically to have the attic view as well, and the basement. All those different images we identify where windows are and where mirrors are, because it's a photographic image. You have to kind of identify those things so that it doesn't trying to explain a mirror. If you're taking a picture of a mirror, it can actually kind of distort the view. So you just need to tell the camera when you're looking in a mirror or a window. Once that's done, actually, this is what's called the dollhouse view. But if it's okay with you, I'm going to go ahead and change to a different screen where we're going to go live into the actual Matterport. Okay, so as you can see, this is the house that we had scanned, and you can see that it's 3 levels at this point. We have the basement down here. Here's the main level of the house, and then because they wanted to see the attic structure as well, because it's immense. I mean, it's like a 5,000 square foot attic. It's just really crazy. This is, as I said, this is the dollhouse view. This is just kind of an overview of everything. I can then click down to explore the 3D image inside the house. So I can actually turn, this is kind of in the a laundry room area. I can go through and actually click through the house. Now remember, this is a construction project, so it's not something that we're going to have listed on MLS anytime soon. But this was just such a big property, and I thought that this was a really good way for me to show you things. Now, what's neat about Matterport, in addition to being able to, you're literally walking through the house. You can see I'm coming through. I can look up. I can look down. I can, if it was worthwhile to have us open these doors, I could have done the scan with the cabinetry open. Cabinetry, pantries, stuff like that. If it makes sense, we would incorporate having those opens during the scan. Anyway, you can see how crisp and clear everything is. That window's actually, it doesn't look very clear, because it's dirty. But it can really present structures in a very new and unique way. I can change the floors. I can go from, the first floor down into the basement, back up into the attic. There's really, think of this from a construction project, how important it is that we can actually see everything. We can document everything. Did they put in the vents the right way? Did the electrical, we can see exactly where the electrical and where the stacks are and where the lights are. The neat thing, and I'm going to go back down to the second floor, is let's say that you're interested in this house, and you're thinking, well, hey, I'd like to see if my current drapes will fit in that area. Well, I can actually measure this space live, and I find out that it's 8 foot. Okay, 8 foot by, oops, shut it off actually. 8 by 4.8. Oh, that's great. My drapes will work there. This is, I think that that's kind of an amazing tool. Again, it's all being done live. Imagine, a couple, who's sitting at home during a pandemic and they want to investigate a particular house, and they are using this. They don't even have to come out to the property before they decide if they're interested. So I'm going to change back to our original screen. Okay. A nice add-in is that we can actually create floor plans. This is a good visual representation. We can have, somebody can have these. Let's say that they've decided they want to buy the house and they want to have all the measurements so they can have everything purchased before they're ready to move in, or they want to check where everything's going to go, and they can lay it all out on there to scale floor plans. The virtual tours can load into MLS or on your website, which would allow potential buyers to walk the house. And as you can see, I can just, I can sit here and literally walk through the property. I can go from room to room. I can see, with so many pictures on MLS, unless you have a floor layout, how do you really know where everything's at? You have pictures of rooms, but was room 1 next to room 2, or was that room 3? I don't remember how that was. Where is the office at? Was that in the corner of the basement? I don't remember. Here you can literally walk it and walk from all those areas. And I think it just gives a much greater impression of the home. Like I was saying, imagine, buyers they find your listing and I can just imagine, an excited couple, and they're literally clicking through the property, waiting till morning so they can present an offer. I don't know if this happens much to you guys, but I can only imagine that it does. You have a scheduled appointment and people cancel because of, you name it, it's rainy or it's too hot or it's too snowy, the weather's bad. But all those cancellations, are a thing of the past. They can still see and walk the property. Now, I was showing Heather earlier, this was some statistics. If I get a chance, I'll go back to it on the other screen, but this was from a report from the National Association of Realtors, that on average, 80% of respondents would switch to a real estate agent that offered immersive 3D tours of listed properties. 63% of Gen X, then it goes up to 83 for millennials, 94 for Gen Z. And I think that's a pretty clear indication. The newer, the younger the person, the more they are welcome, or they're used to technologies, and they welcome this type of presentation. 86% of those would recommend their agents to their friends. I mean, literally go out of their way to recommend an agent based on that. And that was so much higher for Gen Z. It was almost nothing for, like baby boomers. It was just like, people are so used to today, to having online reviews and knowing the value of that they would go out of their way to recommend their agents. 90% of prospective buyers reported that an immersive 3D tour, which allowed them to take digital measurements, would make them more interested in a listing. And then finally, this is kind of mind blowing, but 55% of potential buyers said that they would buy a property sight unseen if there was a 3D tour available online. Now, I can tell you that in the insurance industry, sometimes we get called in on fairly big projects, large homes that need reconstruction, or were damaged for whatever reason, and we need to do full reconstruction. I can tell you that I've presented Matterport scans of properties to large loss adjusters. These are the guys that the men and women that have to write estimates to have these properties built or rebuilt, I should say. And the first time I mentioned this to one of our large loss adjusters, and he said, I kind of saw that once. I don't think it's that impressive. It really did nothing for me. And I said, well, let me send you a scan. Let me see what you guys think or what you think. And I sent him a scan of a particular property. Excuse me. And he responded back. He goes, George, that thing's amazing. I could literally write a complete estimate for that and never be on site. So if somebody like an adjuster could have that type of experience with Matterport, I think it's probably very true that a great deal of people would be willing to place an offer based on not even being at the site. So I guess the question is, where are you at? Where are you going to be in the next few years? We know things are changing at an incredible pace, and if you're still relying on photographs on your MLS and aren't taking advantage of these different tools, you might want to consider looking into this. Maybe this is what's going to set your realty on a different trajectory to gain those new customers in the future. I would be happy if you're interested in getting an actual view of the. I can send you the link to that particular house that we were just looking at. If you'd like, just go ahead and send me an email. Just kind of reference this webinar and send me your email, of course, and I will get that to you. And you can click through it just like I just did. Matterport's scan of a house up to about 3,000 square feet we're not sitting here measuring it to price it, but it's $349. Homes over 3,000 square feet are $429. That includes the HDR pictures. There's many other tools that can be used with Matterport. We can actually set up, if it's large structures, we can set up tables of contents. We can list particular areas in the house that you want to be able to reference with a direct link. A lot of different things beyond the basic. One of the things that we're very interested in, Servpro of Elgin and DeKalb County, we do a lot of nursing homes and assisted care facilities. I think we do somewhere between, I'm going to guess about 150 to 200 jobs a year for different facilities. And I've showed this to their marketing people. And because my family is going through this right now, where we're trying to find a facility for a loved one. And imagine now you can sit, my brother-in-law's in Minnesota. My sister-in-law, is working constantly. My wife and I have a business to run, but all of us can then look at the Matterport for a particular assisted living center, and we can see where mom's room is going to be. Where is that in relation to the activities room? Where's the nurse's station? Where's the dining room? And everybody can review this and walk the rooms or the hallways just like mom would be doing. And do you think that just think about whether or not you think that would make it easier for people in different places to be able to feel comfortable finding a home for their loved ones. And I think when you start thinking of it from this perspective, it really shows the value of Matterport and drones to be able. I know Will, another person on the call, he's working with another community because they want to have aerial photography that shows where, because it's more, it's not just a building or a couple of buildings, it's different townhomes, and they want to be able to identify and show all of that in their website. So those are just some of the opportunities. I definitely want to, allow time if you have any sort of questions. You can reach out to us on one of these numbers. That's my email. George or Will or Joe's on the call as well from our company. You can reach out to any one of us, and we can share with you, some of the things that we can do. Well, first of all, thanks a lot for taking the time and listening. Do you have any questions?
Wow, that was great, George. I'll tell you, thank you to you and Will and Joe. In regards to doing these kind of services, really fascinated by the statistics from the National Association of Realtors. I was glad to see those, and it makes sense, and to be able to see the home like that, I've never seen one done that way. It's really cool. And we sure appreciate you sharing this with us. Is there any questions for those that are on the line?
No, it's nice. Like you said, I like the statistics, and I appreciate that first time free. It definitely gets your foot in the door very well. And no, because these programs are great. Like you said, it saves buyers from going through the house that they don't like because there's something with the floor plan they don't like. So all of it, I like the pictures you do with the different the HDR stuff is nice too.
Right. Or they may be more apt to buy a home that they can go back through later on after they've seen it and say, we can go back and look and see, where everything is, and they can recall and remember that more. So I could see that almost being more sellable as well. So great job, George. And thank you to all those for being here, and really excited about this session of getting to know our business partners and looking forward to more. So thank you so much.